Have you ever noticed something strange during social gatherings? Imagine you are in a crowded coffee shop in New York or at a weekend dinner party. You meet someone new and try your best to make an impression. You ask questions, you smile, and you struggle to fill every silence with interesting stories about yourself. But the harder you try, the faster that connection seems to die. They nod politely, but their eyes begin to search for an exit. Right at that moment, someone else walks in. They are not dressed flashy, and they are not the loudest person in the room. They only say a few words, but suddenly, everyone around them leans forward to listen. It is not because they are funnier or more successful. It is something deeper than that. When they speak, their words have weight. When they are silent, that silence carries an energy that makes you feel respected. The Stoics understood this secret thousands of years ago. True attraction does not lie in performance. It lies in presence. These are not cheap social tricks, but a reflection of your inner character. Today, I will share with you 6 simple yet powerful phrases from Stoic philosophy. They will help you engage anyone, not by speaking more, but by speaking less with deeper meaning. In particular, the 4th secret is the most misunderstood, but once you master it, you will see people react to you differently immediately. Before we begin, if you are looking for peace and inner strength in this noisy world, consider subscribing to the channel to join me on this journey, one step at a time. Now, let us explore the first phrase. Phrase 1. Tell me more about that. This first phrase may seem simple, but it opens a door that most people accidentally slam shut. In modern society, we live in an era of hurry. When someone shares a story, our instinct is often to turn it into a competition. Try to remember how many times you heard a friend talk about their trip, and you immediately interrupted to say, "Oh, I have been there too. Here is what happened to me." In that moment, the spotlight flashes and turns back to your ego. You think you are connecting, but in reality, you are stealing their moment. The Stoics understood that to truly master a conversation, you must master your own ego. When you say, "Tell me more about that," and then you actually remain silent to listen, you are creating something incredibly rare in this world. Pure attention. You do not need to try to be interesting or smart. The truth is, people do not remember you because you have great stories. They remember you because you made them feel important and interesting when they were around you. By taking a step back, you accidentally become a magnet for trust. These words are not just an invitation to share information. They are an acknowledgement of the other person's value. That is the kindness of a self-controlled soul. Someone who does not need to prove anything, yet can understand everything. Following the flow of understanding, we come to a phrase that few people are brave enough to say, yet it carries the weight of a mountain. Phrase 2. I do not know. The next phrase has only 3 words, but it immediately distinguishes a truly confident soul from an insecure ego. In a world that always demands we have answers for everything, admitting a lack of knowledge seems like a failure. Observe your own instincts. When someone asks you about a topic you are not clear on, your first instinct is often to pretend. You give a vague answer or a long explanation to appear smart. But pretense always has leaks. Everyone around can feel that uncertainty, and immediately, their trust in you declines. The philosopher Socrates was famous for his Stoic wisdom when he declared, "I only know one thing, and that is that I know nothing." When you calmly say, "I do not know," without an apology or an excuse, you are demonstrating a great kind of inner power. You're announcing to the world that your value does not lie in knowing everything, but in absolute honesty with yourself. Strangely, when you stop pretending, people start listening to you more because they understand that when you do speak, your words will be grounded and reliable. True knowledge can only begin where arrogance ends. by admitting your limits, you do not become small. On the contrary, you are building a solid fortress of credibility and self-respect. Continuing with a calm and thoughtful mood, we come to the third phrase, a powerful tool for connecting souls without losing your own self-control. Phrase 3. That sounds difficult. When a friend, a colleague, or a loved one shares their pain, work stress, or a recent failure with you, the instinct for most of us is to rush to find a fix. You say, "You should do this," or, "When that happened to me, I did that." You mean, well, but often the other person feels judged or that their feelings are being dismissed. The Stoic views this differently. Instead of trying to fix a situation you cannot control, try saying, "That sounds difficult." Only 3 words, but they carry a great healing power. You are not solving the problem for them, and you are not trying to minimize its importance with hollow words of comfort. Instead, you are acknowledging their reality. You are showing them that you see them, you hear them, and you respect the battle they are going through. The strength of a Stoic is not coldness or lack of emotion. It is controlled gentleness. When you say this phrase, you are creating a safe space for the other person to breathe and be vulnerable without fear of judgment. You do not intervene to be a savior. You are simply a steady anchor. This very calmness and selfless empathy make you the person everyone wants to turn to when they need a real connection. We have moved through understanding and empathy, and now it is time to reach the heart of this entire video. This is the content I mentioned at the beginning, the most misunderstood part, yet it contains the greatest power of a human being. Phrase 4. Silence. That is right. The 4th phrase is not actually a word, but the absence of them. Silence. Most people feel panic as soon as a conversation falls into a state of stillness. They feel urged to fill that void with anxious words, random stories, or forced laughter. They see silence as a failure, an embarrassment that needs to be covered. But for a Stoic, silence is power. Observe a truly confident person. They speak less, they pause longer, and they never hurry. When you are brave enough to sit still in silence without feeling the need to explain or justify, you are sending a powerful signal of self-control. Your silence signals that you are not a slave to fear or insecurity. It shows that what you are about to say next is what truly matters. Silence is also a test for the soul. Stoics know that when you stop running from silence, you also stop running from yourself. In that quiet space, you not only listen to the other person more deeply, but you also listen to the voice of reason within yourself. Do not fear the gaps between stories. Let them exist as a necessary rest. When you master silence, you not only master the dialogue, you master the space around you. That is when your attraction becomes most intense, because it does not come from sound, but from a powerful stillness. We have just passed through the powerful silence. And now, let us use words to warm the other person's soul in a very Stoic way. Phrase 5. I appreciate you. These 3 words may seem like a common thank you, but in reality, they carry a much deeper meaning. In daily life, thank you often feels like a transaction. You did me a favor, and I pay you back with a thank you. It focuses on the action, but I appreciate you focuses directly on the person. Imagine the difference when a colleague helps you complete a report. Instead of saying a social thank you, you look them in the eye and say, I appreciate you. You are sending a message that I see your value. I see your dedication and your kindness, not just the result of the work you did. Stoics emphasize recognizing humanity in a world too focused on productivity. When you use this phrase, you're affirming that the other person is a significant individual, not just a tool to achieve a goal. You do not need to say this too often for it to become empty. Save it for the most sincere moments when someone shows perseverance, loyalty, or quiet kindness. This appreciation does not make you weak. On the contrary, it shows you're a person with an open soul and enough confidence to recognize the light in others. In a society where everyone craves to be seen, your sincere appreciation is the strongest bond, making you a spiritual leader in their eyes. We have gone through empathy and appreciation, but to maintain inner peace in a volatile world, you need a tool to protect yourself. This final phrase is perhaps the shortest, yet it is the hardest to say and brings the greatest freedom to anyone. Phrase 6. No. In life, people will constantly demand your time, energy, and attention. Many of us say yes just out of guilt, habit, or fear of letting others down. But you need to understand this harsh truth. Every time you say yes to unimportant things, you're accidentally saying no to your own peace, focus, and growth. Stoics view their soul as an inner citadel, and the word no is the guard at the gate. Observe someone who has learned to say no calmly. They do not rush to respond. They pause to consider, and if the answer is no, they say it clearly, without long apologies or unnecessary explanations. Saying no does not mean you are rude or selfish. It is the highest kindness to yourself and to others. Because when your no carries the weight of firmness, your yes truly has value. It shows that when you have agreed, you will be present wholeheartedly. Boundaries do not push the right people away. They only help you filter out distractions. When you learn to protect your time with a decisive yet gentle no, you will see the world begin to respect your boundaries. And more importantly, you will begin to respect yourself. Conclusion. Action and change. The 6 phrases we have just gone through are not actually techniques for you to perform better in front of others. They are tools for you to truly be present. Remember, attraction is not the result of addition. It is not speaking more, being flashier, or trying to impress harder. True attraction is a subtraction. It is the removal of unnecessary noise, the removal of the urgent need to be noticed, and most importantly, the removal of the fear of rejection. When you are brave enough to admit you do not know, calm enough to be silent, and strong enough to say no, you are sending a clear message to the world. You are a self-controlled person, and your value does not depend on anyone else's approval. The moment you stop performing for the world to see is the moment the world begins to truly see you. You are no longer an actor on a stage, but a steady entity, a peaceful harbor in the middle of a rushing life. Before ending this video, I have a small challenge for you. In the next 24 hours, choose just one of these 6 phrases to practice. It could be a thoughtful silence while listening to a friend, or a firm no to protect your own time. Practice it and observe how the world around you reacts differently when your words finally carry the weight of your soul. Leave a comment below and let me know which phrase you choose. I truly appreciate your presence on this journey to find calmness and self-control. Do not forget to subscribe so we can continue building a better life, one day at a time. Live fully, and I will see you tomorrow.